Aaron Rodgers, a little snarky there. Clearly not concerned about what people think about his relationship with his new head coach, Matt LaFleur. Rodgers will get his first action in the preseason. That is tomorrow night against Baltimore and is expected to play about one quarter. Stephen A., what do Rodgers and LaFleur have to prove this season?
Well, can I answer that question separately? If you're Matt LaFleur, you have a lot to prove. You have a lot to prove. If you are Aaron Rodgers, not a damn thing. He has absolutely, positively nothing to prove. I am so sick of everybody talking about this dude. There are clearly people that just don't like Aaron Rodgers because you don't say Aaron Rodgers without associating greatness to this man's resume. Last year was a down year. Green Bay Packers, he got injured like third or fourth game into the season, even though he played all 16 games. They finished 6-9-1. Aaron Rodgers had an awful year. I mean, just stop the presses. Awful year. Why was it an awful year? Molly, he completed 62% of his passes, threw for over 4,000 yards, 4,400 yards to be exact, 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in 16 games. It's an awful year. It's an awful year. By Aaron Rodgers' standards, sure it is. This is a bad brother. And the manner in which he is treated and not appreciated, it's really disgusting to me. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers having something to prove. This dude that is considered arguably the greatest talent at the quarterback position the human eye has ever seen, standing in the pocket, scrambling to his left, scrambling to his right, throwing spiral passes. This brother is something special. Can run, and he's got wheels on him as well, reads defenses, plays under pressure. Doesn't matter. He's Aaron Rodgers. And some new coach that was in Tennessee as a coordinator arrives as a first-time head coach in Green Bay. And it's on the same level as to what Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur has to prove? Y'all got to be kidding me. This is the most ridiculous nonsense I've ever heard. LaFleur needs to show up in Green Bay, show what he's made of. I've heard good things about him. His acumen as a football mind. I get it. Show it. Green Bay has improved their defense. They drafted this kid out of Michigan, Rashawn Gary. We'll see what he does. Offensively, they got Devontae Adams. They got Geronimo Allison. They got these boys. I'm like, look, they'll be fine if you put the ball in Aaron Rodgers' hands and give him an opportunity to win some damn football games instead of your defense sticking up the joint. But I don't want to hear that he and the head coach are on the same level in terms of having something to prove. He's Aaron Rodgers, and that's that.
Molly, I disagree with what you said, that it's snarky. I didn't hear any snark in Rodgers at all. I thought Rodgers made a pretty good point. He said, and I think this is not exactly accurate, but he said the full comment was, or parts of it were, that the most expensive commodity now is not oil, it's information. Now, it's not exactly true, but in his world, that's true. Information is a very important commodity. And so he talks about clickbait. This is what will distraction and entertainment. This is what will get people to click on this site or read this thing. And even our show, right? We are not information driven, we're opinions driven. But we base the opinions on the news cycle, on the information. So in Aaron Rodgers' world, the stuff that he has to respond to, he has a point, and I don't think he was being sarcastic in any way. That said, his point about not proving about anything in terms of his relationship with LaFleur, I understand that too. I understand that. He's like, look, he sounded authentic to me about what he thinks about LaFleur. Now, early on, I heard they weren't communicating. But maybe that's Rodgers saying, well, let me see what this guy's about, and he likes what he sees so far. I'm willing to believe that. The question as to whether they have something to prove, though, of course they do, Stephen A., and they includes Aaron Rodgers. It does not matter what you've done in the past. It's what are you going to do right now, and in the NFL more than any other league. And when you look at quarterback-coach combinations in their first year together, Reich and Luck made the playoffs. Nagy and Trubisky made the playoffs. McVay and Goff made the playoffs. Chip Kelly and Nick Foles made the playoffs, and Nick Foles also had a 2-interception season against 27 touchdowns. Now, the difference there is those are all young quarterbacks.
Are you saying Aaron Rodgers has to make the playoffs? That's what he has to prove?
Absolutely, he needs to make the playoffs. Everyone else I just mentioned, and this is why he has even more to prove, Stephen A., your same analysis, as usual, a different conclusion. Because he's not a young quarterback, as Foles was, Trubisky was, Goff was, Luck was more of a veteran, but certainly not as accomplished as Rodgers. He has more to prove in a way. We all know he's incredibly talented and he's an all-time great. He's the best player I've ever seen. More influence over the outcome of a game than I've ever seen. Aaron Rodgers, number one. but you always have to prove yourself in the NFL. And now he has to show that given the advanced stage of his career, the kind of ingrained habits he already has and the way he thinks about the game, he chased off the last coach. They did not consult with him enough about the kind of fortunes of the team and what they were going to do, the plans. But now he has to show that with this new young coach, he can succeed, given the fact that he already has a way of doing things, that he can get along, that he can implement the coach's game plan, that they can work well together, that he can make the playoffs, that he can make a Super Bowl run. Oh, no, just because he's already proved his talent and the level of his greatness doesn't mean he doesn't have something to prove right now. He certainly does.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is let's understand and clarify what I mean by having something to prove. Of course, I mean, you're one of the highest paid players in the National Football League. You're the franchise. You're the face of the Green Bay Packers franchise. Of course, you got to go out there and perform. You can't go out there and be a scrub. We understand that. What I'm trying to say is I expect that from Aaron Rodgers. Do you expect Aaron Rodgers to go out there, Max Kellerman, to look like a scrub this year?
No.
You expect him to go out there and look like somebody that ain't one of the top quarterbacks in the National Football League? Do you expect the Green Bay Packers to be relevant because their defense is all world and we ain't thinking about Aaron Rodgers? Come on now. We know who we're talking about here, but we don't know a damn thing about Matt LaFleur. We don't know anything about him. I mean, we hope, we wish that this guy will be okay, but we don't know. We damn well know. You know what the news is about Aaron Rodgers? If Aaron Rodgers is average or below. If Aaron Rodgers goes out there this season and he's great, you know what we gonna go like this? You know what we gonna say, Matt? So he's Aaron Rodgers.
The question is
we expect it. That's why.
If the question is, if you're answering the question, who has more to prove, Aaron Rodgers or Matt LaFleur? The answer is LaFleur. I'm not arguing that. That's not the debate. The debate is, does Aaron Rodgers have something to prove? And the answer is yes, because Stephen A., I can turn that around on you and genuinely ask you the question.
Sure.
What does Aaron Rodgers have to prove this year? In fact, nothing, or is there something?
Well, I'm just saying, I don't view him as having something to prove. He just got a ball, which I know he's going to do.
That he can work with the coach to lead the team to the playoffs and on a playoff run. That it's not that he's so intractable in his methods that he can't get along.
Now we're even more clear about that. You say he's got to show he can work with the coach. I believe the coach got to show he can work with him. See the difference? He got to show that he can work with him.
Yes. LaFleur has more to prove, even in that respect. But it's not like there's nothing on Aaron Rodgers. He also has to show he can get along. That's a big thing at this point in his career.
All I'm saying is I'm tired of these people coming acting like Aaron Rodgers got to walk around on pins and needles. What the hell is Green Bay without Aaron Rodgers? You know what? Someplace where
a lot of tradition and history.
Someplace with cheese. That's what the hell they are at this particular moment in time.
I know we want to have Aaron Rodgers love fest, but I've been being told we need to wrap. By the way, I have other good news for you. A-Rod lovers or whatever you guys call yourselves. Their defense is top 10 this year.
All right, Molly, I'm going to remember that. You're going to open your mouth about somebody. Don't be offended when I come back at you. That's all I'm going to say.
You know who by the way,
with Aaron Rodgers. Okay, he's a bad man.
Get used to this. I'm going to speak for Stephen A. Stephen A., I'm actually going to speak for you right now, Stephen A. I know I'm speaking for myself.
What?
Get ready for the same attitude toward Patrick Mahomes if he keeps this up. It is not hard to identify. That dude's different than the others. Aaron Rodgers was always different because he was differently abled than everyone else. That's now Mahomes. It's just the reality. Roy Jones was once that way in boxing. Michael Jordan in basketball. It's not hard to look at those guys and be like, he's different.
Can I ask a question to you, Molly? Can I ask you a question, Molly?
Sure. I was wrapping the segment, but I guess
I know that. But just a quick question.
Okay.
Have you seen any quarterback, and that includes Patrick Mahomes, do anything that Aaron Rodgers can't do?
No, I've not. I'm just not in love with him.
Get along with the coach a little better.
For First Take
Andy Reid.
after the break.
You can't get along with Andy Reid.
Week 2 of the preseason begins tomorrow. We got you covered on First Take. Will Aaron Rodgers surprise or